I had to cancel numerous house showings for my clients last month. I have a few clients that I'm currently working with. Some are looking to purchase for themselves and some are looking to invest. They have the money and know the reality of the market. And anytime a decent property hits the market, they call me immediately to book a showing at their earliest available time, which is mostly the weekends because that's when they're off work. The problem is that most of these properties are selling within a day or two of listing with bully offers, which then results in the appointments being cancelled. This isn't happening just with my clients. In fact, most of the buyers in this market are not able to see houses fast enough to put in an offer. Why is this happening again? Hey everyone, it's Gourav Khatri and I help people buy, sell and invest in real estate all over the GTA. And in today's video, I'm going to go over how the GTA real estate market performed in the month of May 2023. After watching this video, you may want to capitalize on this crazy demand by selling your home. In order to help you, I've created an easy guide explaining how you can prepare and market your home to create a bidding war and eventually sell for top dollar. Make sure to comment down below and I will send it over. Now let's get to it. Sales. The month of May was even crazier than the month of April. We've had an average of 20% increase in sales compared to last month and an average of 25% increase in sales compared to May 2022. If you're looking at the types of homes, the average sales of detached and townhouses increased by 22%, semi-detached homes increased by 5%, and condo apartments had the biggest gain at 39%. The average days on market is lower compared to the month of April, but when you compare to last year, it's still a little higher by roughly 2 days. But does that mean that the sales have not recovered to where they were last year? The answer to that is no, because around this time last year, the market had already started slowing down due to the interest rate hikes. Actually, around this time last year, we were already down by 38% in sales when compared to 2021. So compared to 2022, things look brighter because you are comparing to a slowing market. But when you look at the month of May as a whole, there were 9,012 sales this year. Apart from last year, the last time sales were this low was 2018 when there were 8,402 sales, and before that 2006 when there were 9,011 sales. I'm not going to be using 2020 as an example because the country was dealing with COVID lockdowns, but all in all the sales are picking up, which means we're headed in a good direction. Prices. When compared to the month of April, the prices are now up by 3 to 5%, but when compared to last year, we're still down by 1 to 3%. Again, last year this time, the prices had started going down, but the market hadn't bottomed out yet. So prices recovering close to their peak numbers is a good indicator that the demand is still there. And in spite of the interest rate hikes, the market is still coping up. In fact, overall, we're only off by $14,000 when compared to last year, which isn't much. The average sale price of a detached home in the GTA was $1,556,000. For semi-detached houses, it was $1,198,000. Townhouses sold for an average of $1,003,000 and condos sold for an average of $748,000. Townhouses seem to be having the most demand and they're actually up in the selling price by 2.5%. Now why is there such a huge demand for townhouses? Because they are the cheapest forms of houses and you can still find one for less than $1 million. If you see my previous video, to which the link is right here, I had mentioned that the down payment requirement is low when purchasing a house for less than $1 million. The prices going up so rapidly can only mean one thing, that the demand is higher than the supply. And the only way to examine that is by studying new listings. But before we do that, if you haven't already, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel to keep getting regular updates on all my latest videos. Now let's talk about new listings. In the month of May 2023, we had 15,000 new listings, which seems higher when you compare to the amount of sales we had, but when you compare to last year, that number is lower by 19%. In fact, the last time the new listings were that low in the month of May was 2009, which was a year after the 2008 crash. Now, we're not in a crash. In fact, the demand is still there. However, people are not willing to sell their homes just yet due to the low interest rates they've locked in. That's why buyers are purchasing whatever they can get their hands on due to the fear of missing out. Some of these buyers are so tired of losing out in the bidding wars that they don't want to give anyone a chance to even see these homes, and thus they put in a crazy offer as soon as they see it. One of my buyers did that last month. They lost out on 3 great properties. The 4th property we saw within minutes of it being listed. My clients loved the property and immediately put in a bully offer, beating everyone to the punch. That property is now already worth more than what they bought it for. With less new listings coming on the market and sales increasing, the amount of inventory is decreasing daily. We currently only have 5 weeks worth of inventory left. Which basically means that if no new houses were to come on the market and the sales continued at this pace, we would be all out of homes in 5 weeks. We have been in a worse situation in December 2021 when we only had 2 weeks worth of inventory left. Market activity. Last couple of weeks, I'm starting to see sellers come out of the woodworks and list their homes to sell. I'm having more conversations with my clients wanting to sell their homes because the weather is nice and they're now comfortable with where the prices have reached. In fact, I'm also having conversations with sellers that cannot handle their monthly mortgage payments anymore and would soon have no other option but sell. I went on a listing presentation a couple weeks back. This guy bought not 1 but 2 properties last year in the peak of the market because his agent back then told him that the market is only going to go higher. To arrange the funding for these 2 homes, he went with a private lender. So not only did he buy at a super high price, but he's also paying a much higher interest rate. In order to secure a home, some buyers are still offering outrageous prices and then arranging mortgage with private or B lenders. The mortgage agents I speak to are constantly getting applications from buyers to arrange for private lending because they could not get approved by a bank. It's only a matter of time until we see these guys start panic selling. It's due to these reasons that investors have taken a step back because the rental prices are not high enough to get the adequate returns of their investment. Predictions. As is the general trend of the spring market, the month of April and May were quite busy. I think this trend may continue in June, but the party may be over sooner than we think. The latest inflation numbers reveal that the economy still hasn't slowed down much in spite of the interest rate hikes, which may push the Bank of Canada to increase the rates again either in June or after, but it is coming for sure. The next announcement is June 7th. If the rate does increase, that may slow down the market sooner. Regardless of the rate hike, I think the sales will continue to happen, but the demand for housing might not be as crazy because even though we now have a record number of buyers wanting to purchase a home, the prices have risen so much that most of these buyers wouldn't even qualify for a decent home unless they're willing to pay a very high interest rate. The population is continuing to increase due to immigration, but if they're not able to buy homes anymore, they will rent, which will make the rent prices shoot up, which means the investors will now get a better return on their money, making them jump back in and invest more. These numbers and trends are of the Greater Toronto market in general. If you want to have a deeper understanding of your market, then let's have a chat.